Mapla everyone. So, myself, Mr. B.P. Rathod, Maharashtra Junior College, Sillewada. I am English teacher, and today we are going to learn about poetry sections, second sections of the textbook of 12th standard. From the first poems that named Song of the Roads. We know that song is a verse that it is familiar to each and everybody, and in the titles the poetess tried to focus on the songs on the open roads, that he was going somewheres, and when he was walking or goings, he was singing some songs, and the song is related to the democratic countries or the peoples, freedom of thoughts. So many things are there that has been mentioned in the Indian constitutions. So I mean to say that before going to learn these poems, Song of the Open Road is a poems that has been written by the Walt Whitman, the greatest American poets. Coincidentally, he was at the top in poetry sections when Abraham Lincoln was the president of America, who strengthened the democracy and freedom of thoughts, liberty, equality, things that has been mentioned in the Indian constitutions that has been written by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So the poem, I mean to say that gives us a moral message to the students as well as to the peoples. What is the importance of democracy, thought of freedoms, expression of thoughts to each and everybody's equalities and actions. That is most important message that has been given from the poem by the poet that's named Walt Whitman. And we find that in the title Song of the Open Road is the celebrations of freedoms. That is, I mean to say that, and the open road is the symbol of thought of freedoms and actions. Means when the poet was going on an open roads, so while he was singing some songs related to the democratic countries or the democratic peoples of the Indias. And we mean to say that the poem is about a free journey of life, free songs about the journey of life in a very cheerful moods, that he is ready to go on new roads with new hopes, aspirations, new attitudes, new destinations, new places, new achievements, as well as new hopes in these poems. So he has also given up, means the poet has given up the traditional things of the India. Just like some, I mean to say that old bondage, as well as cares, worries, difficulties, problems. So he has given up by the poems, and he is very content and satisfactory or strong enough to make his own fortunes, because he believes in the struggle of his life. He believes in the work of the things or any kind of works. So another good qualities of the poem as well as the poet is that he has very strong self-confidence as well as determinations in his works or in his reports, and he will carry some sweet or delicious memories of the peoples as well as the places, so they have become the part of life. Understand the meaning of the poems or the central ideas of the poems, and that's why the Song of the Open Road, the title is really appropriate titles. So we learn the first stanza of the poems. I mean to say that afoot and light-hearted, I take to the open roads. Afoot means, I mean to say that the poet is ready. poet is fully prepared. I mean to say that here I has been not mentioned on the blackboards, but put means totally prepared to go to his things, to go his goals, and with the help of his ideas, and he held the free the world before me. The poet says that in the first two lines of the first stanza is that the poet is, I mean to say that it is a free journey of life on an open roads. Means the poet is going on the open roads, and he has some things in his mind, and he has been always remember his goal, his destinations where he will reach after some times, and at that times, so the poet is fully prepared to go to achieve his things. That in the next line he says that he is very cheerful in a mood, in a moods. He is very joyful in a moods. He is a very jolly moods that to go on the open road while singing with a song. The song is that, I mean to say that the song is related to the democratic peoples or the democratic country of the countries, or the democratic things are the essential part of the democratic democracy of India, that he sings that songs, just like we mean to say that freedoms are theirs, equalities are theirs. I mean to say that the thought of freedom of expression of freedoms, so all these things are theirs. And his mind is free from any kind of pain, just like means the poet say that the world before him, means the world in front of the poet or before him or the poet is healthy, happy and free from any kind of struggles. Next two lines of the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose, henceforth I ask not good fortunes, I myself am good fortunes. I mean to say that the road is, I mean to say, he will not feel weak or any kind of sad situations. He will not free any kind of, means his mind is free from any kind of pain or sad or unhappy situations. The poet is full of enthusiastic mood. The poet is full in a cheerful mood. The poet is full in a jolly mood, that he is going on the open road with singing some songs regarding the democracy and our democratic characteristic of our Indian constitutions. And he will not. Another thing is that means the long before the words. So henceforth I admire. And the poet says that he has not believed in your fortunes, in your destiny, in your fate. He believes in the work of his himself, in the struggle as well as another works. And I mean to say that I have mentioned here that the poetic devices in the first stanza, that the poetic devices, I mean to say that henceforth I ask not good fortunes, I myself am good fortunes. These lines is belong to poetic devices. I mean to say that figure of speech. But the poet had to mention some figure of speech in the poems, and figure of speech gives us a very, I mean to say, ornamental things, just like as women, as we wear different kind of ornaments with our to our bodies, just like the persons look like very beautiful, attract the attentions of each and every peoples. Like in the same way, the poet has been mentioned this figure of speech with brilliantly, and this figure of speech is known as alliteration as well as repetition figure of speech. So I explained that why these lines belong to alliteration figure of speech. Means I mean to say that we read the lines that good fortune, good fortune. The words are repeated again and again in the lines. That's why these lines belong to alliteration, repetition figure of speech and alliteration figure of speech. So we read the words first alphabet, good fortune, last good fortune. So the good fortune words, another good fortune words, the first alphabet of the words is good, and then F means fortunes, and next to that the good for G and fortune F. So that's why these lines belongs to alliteration figure of speech as well as repetition figure of speech. And in the first stanza, the poet is fully prepared with ideas. when he was going to the when he was going on the roads.